Pittsburgh Steelers versus Jacksonville Jaguars reaction. Steelers-Jaguars game obviously was one that seemed like a mismatch coming in. In my previews, and if you watch this channel, first of all, I appreciate it. And if you're not a regular contributor, please like, comment, and subscribe. We do reactions. We do fantasy football, all that stuff. But back to the Steelers, we thought this was a mismatch. If you watched my channel earlier in the week, you would have said, look, I saw this a couple weeks ago, Pittsburgh on the road versus a quote-unquote a bad team. Are they going to lay an egg like they did against the Dallas Cowboys a couple weeks ago? By the end of the week, I had resolved myself to bet on the Pittsburgh Steelers regardless, and thank goodness I did. And you see that the Jacksonville Jaguars, I'm looking, and Mason Rudolph's in the game. They're still, at this point where I'm recording, about 2 minutes and 50 seconds left, but the game is over. We're in garbage time right now. Roethlisberger's out, so it is what it is. They're just going to be running the clock out, but Jacksonville comes down, they get the field goal, right? Then they come down and they try to kick the onside kick. And I thought it was funny because, Jacksonville, I didn't think they played that poorly. Pittsburgh just, they're starting to put together game after game of solid defense and solid offense. And over the course of the time, they blow the doors off of teams. And that's what you want to see if you're a Steelers fan. Jacksonville kicking the onside kick, they're giving Pittsburgh their best shot. And that's what we're going to see from the Pittsburgh Steelers. So Pittsburgh Steelers fans, I know you're probably not thinking that you're going to go undefeated at this point, although 10-0 is a really good start and a really good direction towards that. I'm going to be bringing up the schedule over here on my screen. Outside of the Ravens, who at this point, right now, they're losing to the Tennessee Titans by a field goal. There's a half minute left in the game. We'll see how that one turns out, and you'll probably, if you're catching this later in the week, you'll know. But the Ravens right now could fall to their fourth loss. Regardless, they're going to be down 3 losses. This division is the Pittsburgh Steelers division. They have the Ravens next week on Thanksgiving, short week, Thanksgiving. A team that, in the Ravens, first of all, always plays Pittsburgh strong. Second of all, they already lost on their own home field, so they'd love to give it back to the Steelers. Third of all, of course, they want to give the Steelers their only loss of the season to this point. And fourth of all, they need it for the wild card chase because there are a lot of competitive teams right now in the AFC. So Baltimore is a threat on Thursday night. After that, they get Washington at home. Pittsburgh's really good at home, even if they don't play to their potential, even if they play down to their teams, as Steelers fans think, they should be able to take care of Washington at home. Although I will say Washington with Alex Smith is better than they've been all season. Then they have the Bills on the road. That is a danger. Then they have the Bengals at home. Then they have the Colts on the at home. The Colts are an interesting matchup for the Steelers and what they do, but I think that the Steelers passing attack will be there. And then they finish the season on the road versus the Browns. And you got to think that if they're undefeated, there's a possibility that they'll still rest their starters. So I want you to comment below. If they're 15-0, do you want Ben Roethlisberger to play and risk injury? If I'm the Steelers, I don't know. Given that Roethlisberger's won 2 Super Bowls already, maybe I roll the dice for an undefeated season. But hey, we're still weeks away from that. To the statistics, Ben Roethlisberger, 32 of 46, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. I didn't think he played lights out. I had him in my fantasy football roster. And again, you got to give credit. It's 27-3, and I think the Jacksonville Jaguars might have played one of their best games of the season, which tells you where these two teams are. But Ben Roethlisberger, 32 of 46, 267 yards, 2 touchdowns. Touchdown passes to Chase Claypool earlier and Ebron late. Diontae Johnson gets 12 catches, 111 yards on 16 targets. He just continues to eat up the middle of the field. You love to see that. Almost got in the end zone there in the first half. You had Ray McLeod adding 4 catches. Juju Smith-Schuster, 4 catches, only 19 yards. And that toe injury, we're going to see what happens. Did I see that right, Steelers fans? Did he step on a flag? Is that what happened? Did I catch that right? I'm not sure. But either way, that's something we're going to monitor. But if he has to miss time, James Washington, the best 4th receiver in football by far, James Washington should be a starter, but that just talks about the embarrassment of riches at wide receiver for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Adds a catch. Now, James Conner, 13 carries, 89 yards. 13 carries, not many. 89 yards, that's a pretty good day. 6.8 yards per carry. So you like that. Snell gets in the end zone, 7 carries, 15 yards. James Conner, fantasy football owners are banging their heads against the wall. Now, the Jacksonville Jaguars, they're statistically, let me pull this up here. Luton, he had opportunities, he had open receivers, but he threw 4 interceptions. That's the game, man. Pittsburgh Steelers defense won it right there. I think Fitzpatrick had 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. James Robinson had a nice day on the ground. Somebody was asking me in fantasy football, do I play James Robinson? I said, look, even if they're losing, he's going to get volume, and he'll even add some receptions. And wouldn't you know, he gets 17 carries for 73 yards, 4.3 yards per carry. scary, which is what you want to see. Frankly, if Luton didn't just have such an awful day passing the ball, maybe we're talking about a Jacksonville cover. I don't think they would have done enough to win. You have DJ Chark adding 4 catches, 41 yards. You have Eifert, 2 catches. Keelan Cole, 2 catches. James Robinson, the running back, 2 catches, 21 yards. But nobody really did anything. When your leading receiver of the day gets 4 catches for 41 yards, that's where it is. And yes, I know we're at the 2-minute warning now. As I said, we're in garbage time. Maybe Jacksonville will come down and make this score a little bit less ugly. But regardless, complete domination by the undefeated team. Pittsburgh moves to 10-0. I think they're playing the best football in the league. It's not about the record. It's about the defense continuing to get better each week. It's about the offense continuing to put it on the field. This team is peaking towards the right time. My only question is what happens, if they play one of these crummy games. Like I said, they go on the road against the Buffalo Bills December 13th. If it's snowing, if it's miserable, if they have to, really rely on that run game, can they? I think they can, but we haven't really seen that a lot. I like James Conner. I think he runs tougher than he gets credit for. They have a nice stable of running backs there, but at some point Pittsburgh is going to have to run. They are going to have to kill clock instead of go empty backfield on a third and 2 or something like that. They are going to have to run. So Steelers fans below, are you confident in the run game? Like I said, I think they'll be able to get it done. Not to say that they're at the top elite level, but I think they can get it done in crunch time if they have to. But you let me know. Steelers fans, comment below. Do you think they can go undefeated? That's the big question. Who is your, of all the schedule left, who scares you the most? And again, I'll read you the list. You got the Ravens on Thanksgiving on Thursday Night Football. Ravens next week. You got the Washington football team. Then you're on the road against the Bills. You're at home against the Bengals, and we'll see what's going on with Burrow's knee. You're at home against the Colts. That's a danger one because the Colts will probably need that to close out the division. And then in week 17, their 16th game, is going to be on the road against the Cleveland Browns. Tell me who scares you the most on that schedule to screw up the undefeated season. And, who scares you most? Are you worried about Kansas City? Again, comment below. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We're going to probably do one more reaction, maybe 2 more reactions today. Check back at the channel. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll check you again soon. Thank you.